Samarpayami. Jai Guru to everyone. We've successfully completed 8 chapters. It's starting the 9th chapter now with God's grace. So let us start the 9th chapter without much delay. Yesterday we had a lot of discussion on the 8th chapter. Many topics covered in a very small chapter in 8th chapter. Shukla Krishna Gatis, Brahma's many manifestations, the different spheres of creation, and so on. So this is all beginning from 7th chapter where Lord is talking about Jnana and Vijnana. So basically he's giving knowledge to Arjuna. In the knowledge, he starts talking about his creation and his manifestation. So we'll do the Navamodhyaya, 9th chapter. It is called the Raja Vidya, Raja Guhya Yoga. So Raja is very supremely, very beautiful, opulent, something which is shining. So then Vidya is knowledge and Guhya is secret. So this very beautiful, opulent knowledge, which is also quite secretive. Why? Because nobody wants to learn it actually. Because people are busy in creation. Secretive. There's no other reason. Lord Krishna himself will say that in this chapter. Okay, so let us start it. Rajavidya, Rajaguhya Yoga. The king of sciences. The Lord says, so the last sentence of the previous chapter was, Lord says, Vedeshu Yajneshu Tapasucha Eva Daneshu Yat Punya Phalam Pradishtam Atiyeti Tat Sarvam Idam Viditva Yogi Param Sthanam Upaiti Cha Adyam. The yogi will reach that state which is very fast and very quickly than a person who practices scriptural injunctions like rituals. Vedeshu, Yajneshu, sacrifices, tapasu, body disciplining, struggling and things like that. Cha eva daneshu, also gift giving. In Karma Yoga, it's very strong gift giving. And try to overcome the evils we have done by giving away something. Yat punya phalam pradishtam. What are the punya phalas you get? But for example, you go to temple, you'll bow down there, you'll pray, you'll give money, you will get some pujas done. So that is Vedeshu. You're doing karma kanda, which is not wrong, but it doesn't give much result in the sense you continue as a human. There is a rebirth there. But a yogi is higher than that. A yajneshu, one who creates yajnas, fire, homas and havanas to the devas. Better than that also. Tapasu, you become a renunciant and go to the Himalayas. And then you sit all year with, huge jata, with one hand up all the time. Yes, very powerful, strong willpower. But cha eva daneshu, and also gift giving, constantly refurbishing spiritual places, but you get punyas by doing all this. You're doing great work, Lord says. But better than all this is to go straight home within. Is the shortest route. Why are you going through the long route? Lord is asking. Look at Lord Krishna. Such revolutionary teachings. Yogi param sthanam upaiti cha adyam. So he reaches his origin very fast, the yogi. So you don't need anything external. You are sufficient within yourself, Lord says. So continuing from this shloka, what does he say? He is going to now teach you what the yogi has to do. That is the Raja Guhya Yoga or Rajavidya. So in this chapter, actually nowhere Bhagavan actually mentions any specific technique. But great saints have said that Lord Krishna has spoken about practicing the royal path. That is, one path existing for all human beings is the spinal cord. It is the prana which is in different chakras which invigorates the body. And at death, all the pranas just uncoil, go back, uncoil, go back to the kutastha and they leave. They leave, or whichever is open, that through that hole they leave. So now Lord is saying, what do we do with this prana? Can we work with that? The person who works with this prana is a yogi, and what he has to practice. For anybody who's learned Kriya Yoga, who does Shakti Chalana, or Kevali Kumbhaka practices, or something like that, or many other Shakti Path, all these kinds of, there are many hundreds of techniques who have learnt it from their gurus, even in Sri Vidya advanced sadhanas. So these techniques are taught. Even tantrics learn it, Tantra Vidya, not the Vamacharis, but the proper tantrics. So they also learn these techniques. So even the Vamacharis learn. It's called the Kundalini Yoga. Very simple. So Bhagwan is actually saying, do some upaya like this. Literally, Lord says, Atha Navamoധ്യായः श्रीभगवानुवाच. Lord says, Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshāmyanasūyave jnānam vijñānasahitam yatnyātva mokshase shubhat rajavidya rajaguhyam pavitramidamuttamam pratyakshaavagamam dharmyam susukham kartumavyayam ashraddhadana purushaha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. What does Lord say? Lord says here, Supreme Lord, Sri Bhagavan says, Idam tu te, but this one to you, te guhyatamam, which is very secretive, pravakshyami, I will tell you something very secretive, anasuyave. Why? Because you don't have envy. This is a very fascinating statement. Anasuya is supposed to be one with envy. The Guruji says in God Talks with Arjuna, envy is a very fascinating klesha. So we have so many problems, right? Arishadvargas. Sorry, not klesha, Arishadvargas. So we have Kama, Krodha, Lova, Moha, Mada, Matsara. You see, Matsara is the last one to go. So Kama starts from the lowest chakra, Muladhara. Krodha comes from the Swadhisthana. Lobha comes from the Manipura chakra, greed. Stomach chakra, the heart chakra gives moha, attachment unnecessarily. Then Mada comes from the throat chakra. So you'll notice that these chakras have those propensities. They have the positive propensity also. And they're blocked, they give these chakra problems. And where does Matsara comes from? The highest chakra. You see? Envy comes from the ego itself in the medulla oblongata, which is the other part of the Kutastha Chaitanya. So you will find envy even in the highest of beings. That is why Vashishta and Vishwamitra fought. Both were great rishis, right? Vishwamitra kept on fighting with Vasishta out of envy. Of course, after that he conquered everything. He realized that he was feeling envy towards that saint. And then finally, he overcame even that. So that is introspection. First, identifying where we are lacking. So that envy is the outward-looking ego itself. There's a long description of this in God Talks to Arjuna, written by Paramahansa. It's very fascinating. So envy, Arjuna doesn't have. It seems God himself, people envy God. Normal people whose ego propensity is very high, they'll feel, oh, Krishna is so powerful. Why is he asking us to worship him? So you see, that is a kind of an envy manifesting itself. So Arjuna doesn't have it. So let's see, Anasuyavi, he calls him. So the very fact that Arjuna is getting all this Brahma Gyan is because he's such a pure soul. That's again a very symbolic statement for all of us. It says Guhyatam Anasuyave. That was the small little talk on Anasuyave. Jnanam Vijnana Sahitam. I will tell you about knowledge and Vijnana, distinct from knowledge, realize knowledge. Sahitam with Yat Jnatva. By knowing this, Moksha se Ashubhat. Ashubha is all the evil things that happen in this world because of Maya. We get entrapped in everything. Till the last moment also we have things to do in this Maya, you see. That is the Ashubha. That's the problem. She never gives you a minute to look away from her and to look at God. There is some important thing will call you. Even you're 89 or 90. You'll have to go attend a wedding or something. That is the Ashubha. That is the Ashubha. It might be somebody's Shubha, somebody starting a life, but your presence there is not called for. You should be within. That's what Bhagavan is saying. So this is the misery of this world, the Mayic world. It pulls you out. Raja Vidya Raja Guhyam. This is the highest king of all sciences. It's also the most deepest secret. Pavitram. This is very pure. Idam Uttamam. This is also the highest. Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha is right there. It is right there. Pratyaksha is right in front of you. Avagamam. Agama is to something that comes by itself. Avagamam is something that is coming before the agama itself. So it is so direct. The knowledge is so direct. Like you can easily reach me. Meaning to say, Kutastha is right there. Where are you looking? Everywhere. It's inside. Avagamam. It's directly available for you. Dharmyam. This is a dharma that's directly inside you. Susukham, very easy. Kartum avyayam. And the effects will last forever. Avyaya. Undiminishing effects. Kartam is to practice. So Lord said, then he says, Ashraddhadhana Purusha. So if you don't have faith in this dharma, somebody says, look, you're going to evolve if you practice this. But you say, I don't have the faith. For such Purushas, Dharmasya asya parantapa. O parantapa Arjuna. Arjuna's name is Parantapa. This dharma aprapya. It will not come. So there are divine ordinations. If you lack faith, it will not come to you. Lord is saying, Aprapya mam, you'll not get me. Nivartante, you'll come back. Mrityu samsara vartmani. This samsara, which is painful essentially because of death. This going and coming paths, vartmani. So then we'll come back there. So if you don't want to do, that's why seek and it shall be given. Knock and it shall be opened. For those who can see, they will see. Those who can hear, they will hear. So one has to seek. You have to drop down and surrender on his feet and say, Lord, give it to me. Until you cry, weep and beat your chest, it shall not come. And for all those people who have found some path, that is the way they have found it. That is the way they have found it. Lord then says, Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina matsthani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastita nacha matsthani bhutani Pashyame yogameshwaram bhutapranna cha bhutastha mamatma bhuta bhavanaha yatha kashasthito nityam vayus sarvatra go mahan tatha sarvani bhutani matsthanittyupadharaya. These are very powerful 3 shlokas, as interesting as it is confusing. So Lord, he's now talking about his powers. He says, look, I'll teach you this, okay? It's right there. So then it suddenly jumps into his powers. I really don't know how this happens, because they say that there are about 47 shlokas missing from the Gita, which was removed in the Kali Yuga time. So it apparently exists in the Mahabharata, but it is not taken. Lord himself speaks. He did in this Navamodhyaya, Lord doesn't explicitly mention the secret technique. He tells Arjuna that I'll tell you. But then finally he closes with bhakti. He explains about his creation and then he closes with bhakti. Did something get lost there? And did somebody purposely remove it during Kali Yuga? We don't know. That is again the mystery of the Lord himself. And if it has to come back, it'll come back. So Lord will say, Ya Maya Tatam Idam Sarvam. By me, Maya Tatam, I'm pervading everything. Idam, this, Sarvam. I am across in everything, in creation, in non-creation. Jagat, anything that moves is Jagat. Anything that is constantly changing is Jagat. Jagat, that is my manifestation. Avyakta Murtina. Matstani sarvabhutani nacha aham teshu avastita. So this is very fascinating. Lord says, I'm not manifested as such. My unmanifested avyakta murti is pervading this whole universe. All the creatures are in me, but I am not in them. Okay, don't ask me how this happens, because nobody knows this. Lord says this. My unmanifested power is pervading the whole universe, everything. And everything rests on me. But now I am not in them. So that is why Lord is called somebody who's like aparamrishta. Something, a kind of a being which sustains everything but remains away from it. Udasina. Udasina is who sits above them. Now, we don't know how it happens, but he says it. Then Lord says, Nacha matsthani bhutani pashya me yogamaishwaram. Nacha bhuta brinacha bhutastho mamatma bhuta bhavana. Nacha, never. Matsthani, abiding in me, all these beings, bhutani, pashya me yogam aishwaram. Although these beings are in me, they're actually not in me. That's what he means. They are dwelling inside me. In the sense, they don't know where they are. In the sense, they don't know Brahma is in them. Very interesting statement. Nacha matsthani bhutami. Pashya me yoga. Pashya is to see my yoga maishwaram. This is my secret. This is my yoga ishwarya. Yoga maya. Yoga maya is Lord's power. So that power, in that power, he creates some kind of, I don't know, some trick. Everything is his creation, where the beings are not aware. They are very much Brahmas. They are inside me. I am not in them. And they're also not aware that they are in me. They're not aware. That is my yoga Ishwarya. Bhuta Branna. That is the supporter of all beings. Cha. Also, Bhutastho. So the sthana in which Bhutas live. This is in me only they can live. There's no other thing besides Brahma, right? So they have to stay in me only. Mamatma Bhuta Bhavana. Mama Atma. Mama is I, my own self is the creator of all these beings. Bhuta Bhavana. Bhava is to create, right? Bhuta Bhavana. I created all this. So this, how do I do? It's a kind of a power called Yoga Maya, Lord says. This is. So they're all in me, but I am not in them. They all are supported on me. They're living in me. I am pervading them, but they are not aware of it. And this happens through Yoga Maya. Then Lord understands that Arjuna might be looking confused, like how all of us might be looking confused now. So he says, Yata Akasha Stito Nityam Vayu Sarvatra Go Mahan. Yatha, just like Akasha Stita. Akasha is ether. In ether, all the other four bhutas exist. That is, earth, water, fire, and air are created. Earth, water, fire, and air and ether create everything. everything in its physical form, every physical being, in its subtle form, every subtle being. So that is common to all cosmoses. So Lord here says, and Vayu is the most subtlest, right? We can't see it. We can feel it on our skin, but we can't really hold it, touch it, or anything. So Vayu is the subtlest. We can't see it. Other four senses can't make out anything. Only skin can make out. So now this Vayu is similar to Akasha, because Akasha also cannot be felt. Akasha also cannot be felt. See, Akasha is loosely termed as space, but it is not space. Space is Jagya, Desha. Desha is the word for space. Akasha is not even the sky. Akasha is, for those of you who have heard this for the first time, it's not the sky. It is a kind of a material in which everything is woven together. So Einstein mentions this first when he does his calculations and his discoveries. He says it looks like it's not empty. That empty space that you see outside there in the solar system, this is dark. That's not empty. It's filled with something, some kind of substance. We don't know what that substance is. We don't know. It's not made of earth, it's not made of fire, it's not made of water, and it's not made of air. So that substance is called ether. So the entire creation is resting on that ether. So to give you an example, what is this Akash? I want you to remember this. So this I had to tell in the earlier classes also when we did this. I will show you this. There is have you seen an aquarium, just like a aquarium? In the aquarium, there's water and there are fishes and everything. But when you look at the aquarium, you can't see anything from far. You'll see as if the fishes are flying in air. So something like that. That is how it actually looks. There's something like there is a thing called Japanese cake, transparent cake. I always like that example, so I use that example. So I'll just show you the image of the Japanese cake, Japanese transparent cake, because Guruji told me that use this example whenever you're doing the Akasha example. One second, I'm just trying to get it. Okay, I hope you're all looking at your this one, right? So here it is. I'm trying to get that. For those of us who have done before once the Gita, so you can see this. Are you seeing, Sarnasa? Everyone, are you seeing? I'm trying to get it.
Yes.
Yeah, here. Yeah, you can see, right? So you can see this Japanese cake. It's apparently transparent. Let me see if we can have other pictures of it. Oh, it's not coming so fast. Yeah, look at this. You can see this. It's transparent and inside it flowers are there. So this is how space is. Space as in Akasha is. The entire physical, astral and causal creations are inside this kind of an Akasha. The only thing is Akasha becomes subtler and subtler. In the physical, it is very gross. It is the same material. So basically, Lord used a base to create his painting. It's like the canvas. It's his base on which he's working. So there is a base on which he fashioned everything. So that's Akasha. So in this Akasha, you see the Vayu, how it moves. Vayu moves very fast, comes very slow, everything. It becomes stable sometimes. Vayu is air. So, but you can't see it, right? So like that, Lord says. Wind. Sarvatra gaha. It goes everywhere. Mahan. It's very powerful also. Tata sarvani bhutani. Like that, all the beings, matsthani, they are resting in me. Iti upadharaya. Let's take this as an example or try to understand like this. So that is how Brahma is. You can't sense him. He's like the Akasha. And Vayu is you and me. That is our souls. The soul itself cannot feel the Brahma. So if at that level only there's a distinction. It's very subtle. And the soul is existing inside Brahma. So that is his yoga maya. And he also does not interfere into the soul. So that's again his yoga maya. They are in me, I am in them, but we can't feel each other. Like Akasha and Vayu are separate. It's a beautiful example Lord only gave to make us understand. And over that soul, the matter gets created, and then you have the body and all creation. Then Lord says, very powerful words he says, Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya Prakritim Yanti Mamikam Kalpakshaye Punasthani Kalpado Visrajamyaham Prakritim Swamavashtabhya Visrajami Punah Punah Bhutagramamimam Kritsnam Avasham Prakrite Vashat. Very powerful. Lord says, Sarva Bhutani Kaunteya. O Kaunteya, Arjuna, son of Kunti. Sarva Bhutani, all the beings. Kaunteya, Prakritim Yanti. Into this creation, they merge, they come. Mamikam, by me only. The Kalpakshaye, wait, Yanti merge. So Yanti, Mamikam, they come into me at Kalpakshaya. Kalpakshaya is end of the Kalpa. End of Kalpa. So at the end of the time. Punah Stani. Punah Stani. Again, they Kalpa Ado. Ado is beginning. Adi. At the beginning, Visrajami. I let them out. Visrajami, I just let them out. Aham, I only. Prakritim, like this Prakriti, this energy which holds all these beings. Swam Avashtabhya is my own creation. Avashtabhya is actually, I'm ruling over it. I am ruling over this. Visrajami Punah Punah. I create again and again. Bhutagramam, all these beings, innumerable beings, Imam Kritsnam, entirely, completely, all of them. Avasham Prakritir Vashat. They are helplessly stuck inside Prakriti. Prakritir Vashat. They are inside the Prakriti ka chakhad ke pakad liya hai Prakriti ne. So 1,000,000 lives is not enough to come out of Prakriti. It's very powerful. That's why Paramahansa Yogananda says in Gautak Sarjana, don't take panga with Maya also. It's very, very difficult. You can't say, look, okay, come, abel mujhe maar types, like come and hit me. I'll take you on by your horns. No, that even a Siddha can't do that. Only surrender. Like that Narayana Astra, no? Only when you surrender that you will attain that higher state. Yesterday I was watching this very interesting video. That one person makes very beautiful videos on, I think, that Kashmiri Shaivite saint, Abhinava Gupta. So that says, that video was very interesting. It talked about the awakening of the Kundalini. It says that by force you can awaken the Kundalini. But you can't tame that force because it's my force, right? You can't tame it. It will do whatever it wants with your emotions, with your buddhi, with your manas and everything. But when you surrender to that force with a lot of love, then the force will become coy and it will listen to you. Just like a stubborn horse or a stubborn bull. You give it love, it will listen. You fight it, it will fight back. Like that. So Prakriti is like that. And Lord presides over it. And since it's Lord's part only, or Lord's creation, Maya, it is equally powerful. Now, Lord, what does he say? Nachamam tani karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya udasinavadasinam asaktham teshu karmasu. Nachamam tani karmani. None all these karmas, mam, to me, tani, these karmas, nibadnanti, tie me, bandhan karta hai, dhananjaya. Oh, Dhananjaya, Prakriti cannot tie me. That's what Lord is saying. Karma is basically Prakriti. Udasinavat asinam. Because I am very detached. I sit above it and observe. That is why in yoga, this mindfulness practice in Zen Buddhism, this is basically that. Just observe everything in a detached manner. Don't react. Anything is saying something, something is coming your way, somebody slapping you, somebody shouting at you, somebody's ninda kar raha hai. Just observe. Just don't react. It's a wonderful, powerful practice. And there are people who have actually attained this, who don't get disturbed. So it's called mindfulness, Zen Buddhism. Also, sakshi bhav mein dekho sab kuch. Lord is like that. Param Sivananda writes, if you want to become like the Lord, free from everything, you have to act like the Lord. Start acting like the Lord. See, that's why in these aghoris and all, they say that even when you start acting externally, like for example, you make a face, you get an angry face, keep that angry face for a long time, of 2, 3, 5 minutes, you start actually creating that emotion. So it's all reciprocal. Prakriti creates it within us. So you smile, keep smiling, even though you're not feeling happy. After some time, your brain will relax and you'll actually start feeling smiley, happy, relaxed, calm. So similarly, they say when you wear a dress like a Mahatma, like, the Aghori sadhus and all, they'll act like Lord Shiva. Shiva is supposed to be like totally unconcerned, bilkul. Matlab, he will just walk around, whatever he is, never bathes. He'll not bother about combing his hair, it keeps growing. He'll not bother about eating. He's generally that part of Parabrahm who's like totally detached and manifested himself in a form. Can't say human, may not be human form, it might be a Daivik or a very powerful form. So whoever's seen Lord Shiva, they say is around Bhagavan Vishnu is 24 feet, they say, and who have seen him. So Lord Shiva also might be around 28, 30 feet. That's what the people who saw him say. It's a very massive being. Parabrahm existing. He wants just, that whole force wants to come and, with his power want to come. You and me are also him, but forgotten the power in the control of the Prakriti. Now, how you want to go beyond the Prakriti and exhibit all the powers, like Lord Krishna. So that's how he comes in so many forms. See, that's why in the stories, then when Lord Krishna comes, he's a baby, Lord Shiva goes and worships him. When Rama comes also, Lord Shiva goes and worships. Why? Lord Shiva is immortal. He is Parabrahman himself, manifested in a form. But he knows Parabrahman can come in any form. Brahma can come in any form. So he knows Rama is also a form. Lord Krishna is also a form. He goes to Yashoda and says, let me pick the child. So he knows that Brahma is manifested in this very powerful human form again. So he goes to worship that form. So like that, they respect and worship in whichever form. They don't fight because they are aware and united with Brahman. Brahman is united with Brahman. Yeah. All very fascinating, right? Udasinavat asinam. That's how asaktam teshu karmasu. Those karmas I do, actions in a very detached manner. So that is why I don't get affected. So this is basically yoga. So when you unite with Brahman within, you become a Brahman. And you can continue to act. You eat, walk, think, talk, marry, have children, do anything that and everything that a person does, but you are Udasinavat Asinam. How beautiful that state might be, right? Such free state. And you'll never do anything amiss. And you'll never suffer. Even if the body suffers, you know very clearly it's the body. See, already if you have meditated for years, like 15, 20 years, in any path, you will be able to isolate what is the manas, what is the buddhi, what is aham. Aham isolating is a little difficult because that is you. You'll definitely be able to not see, but isolate the chitta. So you'll be feeling that different, like the hand is different from leg. You can isolate these parts in the mind. Manabuddhya. So like that, you isolate the ego and awaken the soul. And then the soul isolates itself from everything down and awakens in Brahma. That is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And that is Udasinavatasinam, which is possible by all of us. Lord says, Asaktam Teshu Karmasu. So I am not in, having any asakti in these karmas. I keep doing it, it's just part of the game. And the Paramahansa Yogananda brings something very interesting to the notice in God of Sajna. He says that even Lord Shiva or Lord Vishnu or all these powerful manifested beings have attained that state after having come into creation in some form or the other. And if they have not, they have to come. That's why Mahavishnu comes as the Dashavatar and lives a perfect life. And in every life, he conquers his lower self. So, like that. So, Brahma does these games. So, then Lord says, Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagadviparivartate. Maya, by me, Adhyaksha. Again, I'm presiding over this. Prakritihi suyate. Suyate is delivers, literally. Characharam. Chara, achara, moving and unmoving. This Prakriti listens to me, and by my command, she brings forth this Chara acharam. Hetu anena kaunteya jagadvi viparivartati. So that is why, because it is coming out of the womb of Prakriti, which is a very different form of me. It's a different power of me. So it is subject to the laws of Prakriti, which is movement, change. Hetu, that is the reason. These things are always viparvartate, always changing, perishing, because they belong to that energy. They came out through that energy. So now I'm telling you, come out of that energy and come see me. So that's a game of hide and seek. Then Lord says, Avajananti mam modha manushim tanumashritam param bhavamajanantaha mama bhuta maheshwaram मोघाशामोघकर्माणः मोघज्ञानविचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रुता. Lord says, so what will happen? Because you are inside Prakriti, Prakritim Mohinim Shrita, means held by the Prakriti's power of Mohini or delusion, bewilderment. Ashrita is to take shelter. So, because you are coming out of her and you've taken shelter in her, a part of me is residing in you as soul, but yet the body and everything is coming out of her only, right? Because you take shelter in that Prakriti, what happens? It says, Avajananti mam modha. Avajanan. Janna is Janna. Avajana is not knowing. You will not know mam, me. Mudha, deluded. Manushim, human beings. Tanum ashritam. Depending only on the body that the Prakriti has given you. That is giving us technique. Drop the body types. Tanum ashritam. Stop looking at the body so much. Always pampering the body. ब्रेकफास्ट लंच डिनर बीच में 2 बार चाय, उसके बाद उसी को नहाना, उसी को धोना, उसी को मेडिसिन देना, उसी को भर्ती करना. बट एक्चुअली इट इज उसने वो जो प्रकृति ने हमको इतना जकड़ के पकड़ लिया है. वी थिंक द बॉडी इज अस. इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट. दैट इज वे वी हैव टू ट्राई टू सेपरेट, पुल. Guruji says keep tugging in meditation. One day it will drop. That awareness will come out of the body. It is so much ingrained in the body, right? So he says, Manushim tanum ashritanu ashritam, taking so much, dependence on the body. Param bhavam ajananta. You not know your own self, or even me. It could also mean Lord Himself. Your own divine self is there inside. Ajananta. Mama bhutam maha ishwaram. You will not know me inside you, and also that I am the Ishvara who created all these bhutas and all these things. We'll never know. It will go on eternally, kalpa after kalpa. Then what happens continuously, if you focus on the body and go into that, there's a mogha asha. Body keeps giving us new and new desires and new hopes till the last minute, right? Vain desires it keeps giving. Asha, moga karmana. And behind that desire fulfillment, we keep doing activities to fulfill those desires. Moga jnana. And for that, we accumulate intense amount of worldly knowledge. Because I want to make a bomb. I want to study nuclear physics. So I study for like 20 years. Finally, I do something. So that is moga jnana, useless knowledge. Because you can study one after the other, the Prakriti, there's no end to it. The Jignasus, the Mumukshus, the Brahmagyanis have told this to us already. There's no end to Prakriti. Everything is inside. Go within. That is where satisfaction, contentment, happiness. Vichetasa. They get deluded finally. They finally, after endless entry and continuously working with Prakriti, Rakshasim Asurim cha eva. You become very Rakshasi, Asuri. What is Asurik? Asura is God, Asura is demonic. Demonic is when you lose the feeling of yourself. Like you become so ingrained in intellect. Like for example, like a Western scientist. What does he do? Only physics, chemistry, maths, cut open the body, cut open the rat's body, cut open the dog's body, cut open the cat's body. What are you doing? Studying the body. How many people will study so much of compassion? No compassion when you're cutting that lamb, no compassion when you're cutting the dog, cat. Compassion is lost, love is lost, universal love doesn't have. I'm studying, I'm acquiring knowledge. The jnanis are saying there is another way of acquiring knowledge, and this knowledge is useless. It is moga jnana. So then finally they become rakshasi. They don't care, they just kill. They will kill 1 million cows and they will eat it. And what will they do? And they will say it is for good health. And they will say this is a natural evolutionary cycle, which is not. God will say that later. It is not in the 17th chapter. It says. In Asurim, they will go and kill each other, become aggressive, to create power, and they will hungry, aggressive, conquer others, kill others, take others' lands. This is Rakshasim Asurim cha eva. Prakritim mohinim shata, because they are stuck in Prakriti and they think that nature is their real form. Forget me completely. Then Lord says, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha bhajantyanananya manasa jnatva bhutadim avyayam satatam kirtiyam tomam yatantascha dhradavrataha namasyamtascha mam bhaktya nityayukta upasate ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये यजन्तो मामुपासते एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम्. Such sublime statements. This is how India is built. This is how Sanatana Dharma lives. These 3 shlokas. And this is how India will continue to survive even if all the 6 continents go under the water. This is a Daivik civilization. This lives in harmony with nature. It lives in harmony with Ritam, that propensity of Mahatattva that creates the balance and continues to manage the balance of Brahma. So what does Lord say here? But there are great souls who are not so focused external. Mahatmana tu mam partha. Who consider me, O Partha, Daivim Prakritim. Basically, take shelter in the divine form of Prakriti, the Para Prakriti, the divine mother, the energy of this Apara Prakriti. Ashrata, they start seeing even in the Prakriti my energy, my divine energy. So we worship the river as Ganga, Yamuna, the mountain as Girnar, as Everest, as Nanda Devi. We worship every tree, every plant, every living being, the elephant, the presiding deity of the elephant god, Ganapati. So we respect and worship everything. The peacock becomes the vehicle of, Murugan. And it is truth. These beings have some connection with these energies, these very powerful energies. That is why you see these videos of, peacocks getting attracted to Murugan temple. I mean, elephants coming into Ganapati temple. These are very common observances, right? So this is not, Gita is truth, Aksharasha Satya. Every word is truth in Gita. So Lord says, Mahatman Astupata, whom I consider great, are those beings who can see my divine energy in everything created. Bhajante Ananya Manaso. They start worshipping Ananya Manasa. Everywhere, Ananyata, not looking at anything else, they see God in me, in everything in this world. How beautiful is it? Jnatva, by knowing Bhuta Adim Avyayam. I am the beginner, I am the creator of all these beings. And I am imperishable. They see me in everything. So what do? Satatam kirtiyanto mam. They start praising me, glorifying me. Like Paramahansa Yogananda says, the highest state a bhakta can reach is when you look at a flower and you see the delicacy of Brahma in that. You look at a wayside grass and you see Lord's ingenious creation in that. The color, the beauty of that piece of that little blade of grass. So that is a Mahatma, Lord is saying. That is a great soul. It's not take up the grass, cut it open, cruelly, and then see what is this. I am studying. That's not dharma. Satatam kirtiyanto mam. They start singing glories. Chadridavrata. That makes them even more strong when they want to learn about God. They go closer, they make one more willpower they use. Dhridavrataha. Determination. Namasyantascha. Always bowing down to everything, everywhere. Chamam bhaktya. In loving bhakti, devotion. Nitya yukta upasate. They start becoming united inside and worshipping me. That's what you be with God all the time, all the time, all the time. Not focusing on the world, external world. Even when you're in the world, mind is all the time doing that ajapa ajapa. Then it happens. Nitya yukta upasate. How do they do? Jnana yajnena cha api anye yajanta mam upasate. They will study by cultivating knowledge. What you're doing is called jnana yajna. So we are doing jnana yajna. We're cultivating the knowledge of Brahma. Cha api anye. Others worship me by other ways. They go and they're constantly chanting, like how ISKCON people do. They always have the mala on them. They're always chanting. They're always looking at me. Upasate. Ekattvena pritaktveena bahuda vishvatomukha. First, they will look at pratak things. They will say, okay, people tree is God, that stone is God, this is that. Then slowly, they will say that behind all these powers is one ekattvena. Ekatvena is Brahma is existing in unity. Then Vishwatomukham. Then you realize Brahma is actually existing in a million faces in everything. You actually see Brahma in everything. So you see that dichotomy that Hinduism, they say that why are you worshipping this? So Krishna himself is advised, worship and love everything. Although it is pratak initially, then you'll attain a ekatvainam. You'll attain a unity in worship. You will see that there's some force which is sustaining everything, some conscious which is connecting everything, consciousness. Then you will actually realize it and you'll see I'm Vishwatomukha. I'm actually existing. You'll see Brahma, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all of them did. How sublime, these teachings? It's so beautiful, isn't it? That is why the great scientists like Schrodinger, Oppenheimer, Einstein, Heisenberg, all of them, even Max Muller towards the end of his life. So all of them, when they read it, they said, what is this teaching? This is something divine. It is not from human mouth. This is not from human mouth. Look at the beauty of this teaching. Then Lord goes on to say, Aham kritaraham yajnaha swadaham aushadham mantrohamahame vajja aham agniraham hutam pitahamasya jagato mata dhata riksamaya jurevacha gatir prabhu साक्षी रस शरणं सुहृत् प्रभव प्रलयस्थानं निधानं बीजमव्ययम् तपाम्यहमहं वर्षणं निगृह्यान्म्युत्सृजामि च अमृतं चैव मृत्युम् Mrityuscha sadasachaham Arjuna. These are extremely exquisite compositions. The Lord says, he goes into that Bhagavan Krishna, through him that massive force of Brahma is speaking. This is the Pratyagatma state. So towards the end, the Pratyagatma state increases. It starts in 4th chapter itself, here and there. But towards the end of 7th, beginning 7th, 8th, 9th, it increases. The force increases. So any being, because we all have a soul, whether it is Westerner or Easterner, religion doesn't matter, caste doesn't matter. When you hear this, the soul instantly of that being, even a dog or a cat, connects to Parabrahman. And there's a resonance instantly happening. That is how the Gita works. Even in a cat, it gives it, or a dog gets attracted to it. A donkey, a monkey, everything. Because everyone has a soul, an Amsha of Brahma. Just getting attracted to whom? That's it. Lord says now, Aham Krutu, I am the creator. Or you can say the Veda. Veda is the creator of everything. Aham Yajnaha, I am the Yajna. Swada Aham, whatever you're doing. In those times, Yajnas were very, very, we discussed it, right? Famous. Like how today temple worship is famous. That time Yajnas were. Swada Aham, that oblation that you give is me only. Aham Aushadam, the medicinal herb you put into the Yajna is me. Mantra that you're chanting is me. Aham Eva Ajyam, the ghee that you put, ghee purifies everything, including the human body. So that when you put, that is also me. Aham Agnihi, I am the fire that you're putting into. Aham Hutam, that act, that process of doing that ahuti is Hutam. That is also me. I created it. And the sense I am doing it. Pita Aham, I'm the father of everything. Asya Jagataha, of this entire creation. Mata, I am the mother. Dhata, I give sustenance to everything. The plant, your money, everything comes from him. Your health, everything. Dhata, Pitamaha, the greatest grandsire, the great-great-great-grandfather, fundamental ancestor, Pitamaha. Vedhyam, the goal of all knowledge. Every scientist, every economist who does not believe in God has to one day turn to him. It may or may not happen in this life, but it shall happen. That's what Lord said. I am Vedhyam. Every science ends in God. Every social study ends in God. Every geography ends in God. Every archaeology ends in God. Vedhyam, I am the fundamental beginner of all knowledge. Pavitram, that is why today quantum physics has reached there. They say that consciousness created everything. Recently, the news came that now scientists is contesting Big Bang. So there was no Big Bang. Something started before that only. So Big Bang started everything. They say, no, we studied that in 8th and 9th science, but now they are contesting it. So this science will keep changing. Today one medicine is good, tomorrow it's not good. Today coconut oil is good, tomorrow bad, tomorrow it's very good for arthritis, for Alzheimer's. So it is better to follow a system which is very ancient, which is Ayurvedic science, which is like 10,000 years back when the last Satyuga, it was given by Bhagavan Mahavishnu himself, right? So those systems are very advanced. So ultimately, where does it come from? If you study the basics of Ayurveda, they will tell you what is the lineage. They will say Parabrahman. They say Brahma gave it to Ashwin Kumaras, Ashwin Kumaras gave it to so and so, and then they brought it to, and then Dhanvantri picked it up and gave it to, Brahma gave it to Dhanvantri, Dhanvantri gave it to Ashwin Kumaras, Ashwini Kumars, the fundamental doctors, gave it to Bharadwaja and Vasishta. Vasishta then Bharadwaja then took on the responsibility and gave it to his other rishis, and those rishis, by word of mouth, they gave it to everyone. Charaka, Shushruta, all these recent munis. So how it starts, they will tell you the lineage. It's available on the TV. So it's traced back to, so that I'm Vedyam, I'm the goal of that knowledge also, fundamental. Pavitram, purest. Omkara, I am the Omkara syllable. Rik Sama Yaju Evacha. Rik Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda. All this I am. Gatir Bharta, I am the supreme goal. Bharta, sustain and uphold everything. Even now, Lord is aware that you and me, all of us are sitting here and discussing him and trying to awaken that love for him. And it shall pay the dividends. And we should not do it hoping that we'll get dividends, but very detachedly, just as a love to him. So, Bharta, that is Jnana Yajna. Prabhu Sakshi, you are the Prabhu, you're I am the master, I am the witness, I know everything. We were just discussing that, right? That he's seeing us. See the word comes, Sakshi. Nidhi, I am where everyone will finally rest. Sharanam, if you want shelter, I can give you. Suhrit, I am the real friend. At death, nobody comes, not your loving wife, not your loving husband, not your loving child, not your loving aunt, uncle. It is only the amount of love we have cultivated for him. He is the Suhrit, real friend inside the heart. He will be standing there and saying, come, I'm standing here. Prabhava, and you ask that way, says, Bharyam bhipyat tasmin kaya. Bhaja Govindam. Adi Shankara says, no. So when you're dead, no, immediately the Bharya, that's the wife, will immediately get scared of the body after some days when she's normally left alone in the night. So everyone will come, mourn and go, only the wife will be with the dead body. So she'll be scared to go touch it, and the same body she loved so much. Tasmin Kaya, so your body. So that is why you do Bhaja Govindam. There's no love which is true. So you do Bhaja Govindam. Govinda's love is true. So beautiful, isn't it? So Lord says, Suhrit, I'm the real friend. Prabhava, the origin. Pralaya, the dissolution. Sthanam, the fundamental foundation in which everything rests. Nidhanam, again, that is the Nidhanam is actually treasure house from everything, comes from me only. Bijam avyayam, the fundamental seed of everything. Then he says, Tapami aham, tapna, heat, I give, it comes from me. Varsham nigrihani, I can hold back the rain. Utsrijami, I can give it forth. Cha amritam, amritam, immortality is me. Cha mrityu is also me. Sat is me. Asat is also me. Cha aham Arjuna. Sadasachaham Arjuna. So with this, we will close. The Lord has told us what He is, everything He is, and with reverence, complete humility, and complete surrender. How do you describe this Lord? How do you try to understand Him? There's no scale to measure Him. Avyayam. So He's something that can never be measured, something that can, achintyam, cannot be understood by mind. Achintya Rupam. So something, his any of his forms cannot be. Avacha, he cannot be described. So these are how the Lord is, So what can, as human beings, what do? We surrender. We do sashtang. And we become silent in his presence. Like Mother Teresa says, when you become silent, God speaks. If we keep speaking, then the manas keeps speaking. That is why we have to practice meditation and learn to silence the parts of the Prakriti. That is Manas Buddhi Aham Chitta. Then God awakens. He speaks. So let's take a moment of silence. Let's visualize Brahma in the Kutastha. Bowing down, clasping his feet, we say, Lord, we surrender. Give us humility and devotion. And the great wisdom to understand that you are everything. Help us to feel and know in truth that you are our supreme goal. Om Guru Narayane Samarpayam. So with that, we've closed. Tomorrow we'll complete this chapter. It's a beautiful chapter. 20 to 34 we'll do tomorrow. Okay, let us now take a moment of silence. I request Vishal Bhaiya to chant this chapter for us and in a quick succession, like not slowly, but like normal high speed types. If it's possible, Vayu.
Yeah, it's possible, Didi. So the entire chapter, right?
Till 20 is enough, I guess. This is powerful.
Okay. Yeah.
Till 19, actually. We completed. No, it's just like registering in our heads when we chant.
Okay, Didi. Yeah. So chapter 9, 19, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't join in the morning today. Sorry, like, okay, anyway, yeah, let's start. Jai Guru, let us visualize Lord Krishna and Guru Deva in our Kutastha. Let us bow before them and request them to help us understand these great powers of the Lord. अथ नवमोऽध्यायः श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं तु ते गुह्यतमं प्रवक्ष्याम्यनसूयवे ज्ञानं विज्ञानसहितं यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे अशुभात् राजविद्या राजगुह्यं पवित्रमिदमुत्तमं प्रत्यक्षावगमं धर्म्यं सुसुखं कर्तुमव्ययम् अश्रद्धधानः पुरुषः धर्मस्यास्य परन्तप अप्राप्य मां निवर्तन्ते मृत्युसंसारवर्त्मनि मया ततमिदं सर्वं जगदव्यक्तमूर्तिना मत्स्थानि सर्वभूतानि चाहं तेष्वस्थितः न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थः ममात्मा भूतभावनः यथाकाशस्थितो नित्यं वायुः सर्वत्र गोमहान् तथा सर्वाणि भूतानि मत्स्थानीत्युपधारय सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकां कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि कल्पादौ विसृजाम्यहम् प्रकृतिं स्वामवष्टभ्य विसृजामि पुनः पुनः भूतग्राममिमं कृत्स्नम् अवशं प्रकृतेर्वशात् न च मां तानि कर्माणि निबध्नन्ति धनञ्जय उदासीनवदासीनम् असक्तं तेषु कर्मसु मयाध्यक्षेण प्रकृतिः सूयते सचराचरम् हेतुनानेन कौन्तेय जगद्विपरिवर्तते अवजानन्ति मामूढः मानुषीं तनुमाश्रितं परं भावमजानन्तः मम भूतमहेश्वरं मोघाशामोघकर्माणः मोघज्ञानाविचेतसः राक्षसीमासुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रितः महात्मानस्तु मां पार्थ दैवीं प्रकृतिमाश्रितः भजन्त्यनन्यमनसः ज्ञात्वा भूतादिमव्ययं सततं कीर्तयन्तो मां यतन्तश्च दृढव्रतः नमस्यन्तश्च मां भक्त्या नित्ययुक्ता उपासते ज्ञानयज्ञेन चाप्यन्ये यजन्तो मामुपासते एकत्वेन पृथक्त्वेन बहुधा विश्वतो मुखम् अहं क्रतुरहं यज्ञः स्वधाहम् अहमौषधं मन्त्रोऽहमहमेवाज्यम् अहमग्निरहं हुतं पिताहमस्य जगतः माता धाता पितामहः वेद्यं पवित्रमोङ्कारः ऋक्साम यजुरेव च गतिर्भर्ता प्रभुः साक्षी निवासः शरणं सुहृत् प्रभवः प्रलयस्थानं निधानं बीजमव्ययं तपाम्यहमहं वर्षं निगृह्णाम्युत्सृजामि च अमृतं चैव मृत्युश्च सदसच्चाहमर्जुन ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे राजविद्या राजगुह्ययोगो नाम नवमोऽध्यायः। श्रीहरि श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु। गुरुनारायणेति समर्पयामि। Let us
Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, Priya.
yeah, let us do the healing prayers. Heavenly Father, Thou art omnipresent, Thou art in all Thy children. Manifest Thy healing presence in their bodies. Heavenly Father, Thou art omnipresent, Thou art in all Thy children. Manifest Thy healing presence in their minds.